guys, this is Claudia here from the Bookkeeping Experts. I am back for more information on QuickBooks Online. Either you're a bookkeeper or you're a business owner or an accountant trying to find out how to get your books up to date or your client's book up to date, I'm here for you to help you solve those challenging problems that you may find on a daily basis. The importance of keeping your books up to date is that you will have the right point of reference so that you can aim for the future. You can set goals and take your business to the next level. Today, we're going to talk about a very important step on getting your books up to date. So we talked last week about reconciliation. Last week about categorization. This week, we're going to talk about reconciliation. But we're not just going to talk about reconciliation. Here, everything is right and poof, all done. No, we're going to talk about when you have challenges reconciling the account, when you have duplication, when you have transactions that are not supposed to be there, and so on and so forth. So, without much further ado, here we go to our favorite sample company, Craig's Design List. Well, Craig's Design and Landscaping Services. Okay, here we go. All right, so let me maximize here. Here's Craig's Design and Landscaping, guys. And the first thing, like I said, on a month is to categorize the account. So we talked about that last week. So to do that, you're gonna go transactions, bank transaction. You want to make sure you enter all the transactions for the month. Here we have up to April, so we're gonna get ready to reconcile April. Now the first thing you want to know is that you want to make sure that not only all the transactions have been added to the books, but everything have been matched accordingly so that it doesn't duplicate, and that all the steps have been taken as far as cleaning the undeposited funds and matching all your expenses, adding all your receipts, and so on and so forth. So now, after you've done all that, you categorize all the transactions, you matched everything you needed to match, you're going to go ahead and reconcile. Now you want to make sure you have the bank statement, because you cannot reconcile the account without the bank statement. So bank statement has to have the beginning balance, ending balance, all the transactions, income and expenses for the month, and of course, your ending balance. All right, so with QuickBooks, a lot of the times the statement is going to be right there. So there's different ways, by the way, to get to reconciliation. You can click on the gear menu and click on reconcile. You can go straight there. Or if you are on the bank feed, you can click on go bank register and then reconcile right from here. So all kinds of ways to get there, right? Or you can go to your chart of accounts and also view, register, and reconcile from them. So all kinds of ways to get there. So you want to make sure the first thing is that the beginning balance is correct. If the beginning balance is not right, you want to make sure you make all the adjustments to bring that beginning balance up to date, okay? So if this beginning balance is off because of a prior transaction, you can take a look at bank register. And I am looking for a transaction that have been reconciled. So I'm going to click on this little funnel here, click on reconcile, reconcile status, and then click on reconcile and apply. So I have this opening balance for $5,000 here, but if for some reason this opening balance is not right, if it is a zero opening balance because this account has just been opened, then you can actually delete that. Or if it is a different opening balance, you can adjust that as well. So this is just the opening balance of the account. So this is for a prior period. You want to make sure that everything is correct. But let's suppose that this is right. So we're just going to leave it the way it is. Okay, and we're going to put the ending balance here. Let's see that the ending balance here I'm looking at is bank statement. Not really, but let's suppose that this is, because this is a sample company, we don't have that. But most of the time, you're going to have like a view statement from here if your bank does provide feed, and those are the best. That's a great feature from QuickBooks, but not all banks have that, and sometimes you have to ask, or you have to go into your bank and make sure that it is authorized to receive bank statement or to be feeding with the bank statement into QuickBooks Online automatically. All right, so we're going to start reconciling here. Okay, and I'm going to explain a few things here. Whenever you see there's a little 2 green flags, it means that it came through the bank feed. QuickBooks is going to automatically cache those, and if there is nothing, that means that those transactions were manually entered. All right, so for those manually entered transactions, you got to be a little bit watchful, because those could be duplication and things like that. Okay, so the best way to do, I wanted to show you a couple of things. All those headings here are filters, and you need to use them. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a look at my bank statement. I'm gonna take a look at the bank beginning balance, make sure that this is right, and then I'm gonna verify if all my payments are right and all my deposits are right. So I can isolate those as well to make it easier for me. So if there's a lot of transactions, I want to make sure that everything is right. I can click on deposit, and I'm just going to look at the deposits, and I'm looking at the deposit into the bank statement, and I am going to select everything that is applicable. Okay, and it says on my bank statement that the total deposit is $36.79.35. So I'm going to go on my payments, and I'm going to isolate payments because I already got the deposit all right. So I don't want to see all. I want to see just the payments, and then I can focus here. So one thing that you can do, you can take a look at your bank statements, and you can go one by one by date, and then check those boxes over here. Okay, I'm gonna check everything just to show you a couple of things. I know we have a couple of duplication here, and that's what I wanted to show you. Now remember that I said that all those headings in QuickBooks are filters. So if I'm looking for duplicated payments, I can click on payments over here, and it's gonna verify this by date. Okay, so I can take a look at this $900. See, there is two $900 here. The date is not quite matching, but let's suppose it is matching. So, and this transaction is duplicated. How to fix that? First, we're going to uncheck this one, and I'm going to go into the transaction that has the little 2 flags, and I'm going to go ahead and click on Edit, and see where it says One Online Banking Match. I'm going to go ahead and click on Online Banking Match, and I'm gonna unmatch that. Okay, and then I'm gonna delete. I'm gonna take this out of here. I'm gonna delete this. I'm not actually deleting anything because I already brought this transaction back to for review. Okay, so we are just waiting to match with this transaction over here that should have been matched. All right, so let me see if there is anything else that is duplicated. See the $75, same thing. And one way for me to verify or to see that this transaction has been duplicated is I take a look at the name, I take a look at the date. So the date is exactly the same. I know for sure this is duplicated, so I uncheck this $75 without the flag that was manually entered, and I'm gonna click on the one that has the green flag. I'm gonna click on Edit, I'm gonna click over here, I'm gonna match, and I'll delete that. And remember, I am not deleting anything. I'm just bringing that back to for review because it was supposed to be matched to this transaction over here. All right, so anything else? So yes, this $19.99. So same thing. Oh, a little bit different here on the date, but let's suppose it is the same transaction because this happened a little bit before. Maybe it was entered before, but it didn't clear until the 6th. So same thing here. If I'm looking at the bank statement, I see that this is a duplication. I can uncheck this, and I go to the one with the green flag. We've done that before. And click on edit and click on online match, unmatch, delete. And like I said, I am not deleting anything. I'm just bringing this transaction back from 4 reviews so we can match it with everything else. So we've done everything we have to. So now I'm going to duplicate this page here because I want to keep this over here. And I'm going to right click on my mouse and I'm going to duplicate this. All right, and I'm going to transaction and bank transaction. Remember, when I unmatch, I brought all those transactions to back for review. And look at this, it's trying to match with the other transactions that were entered before. So I see this one is exactly right. Oh, let's suppose that this is I verify this is right. Same thing with this bill. I enter on the 23, pay it, but it didn't clear until the 1st, but it is the right one. It's supposed to be matched. So if I go to bank register from here and then reconcile, I'm gonna be brought back over here, and those transactions automatically got selected. And the reason why they got automatically selected is because they came from the bank feed. So I have just this credit card problem here. I wanted to give you a heads up with the credit card payments. I've seen a lot of duplication. Okay, so if you see that this is a duplication, or it's not on the bank statement, feel free to delete, because it could be, if there is a match here, you want to match, and a lot of times there is like 2 different kinds of match, and it's just not working the way it's supposed to, because this is supposed to be pairing with another account, and sometimes with QuickBooks we have some issues with that. Okay, so I don't use some people say, oh, use the credit card or the pairing. I don't use that because I think QuickBooks might be working on that. They may be aware that there is a problem there, but definitely there is a problem in there. It's causing all kinds of duplication on that feature, on the pairing feature. Okay, all right. So enough of that. So we still have a difference, and what we're gonna look for is transactions that are not on the statement. So one way I can click on clear date and flip it to the oldest transaction. Okay, and verify, okay, did this transaction here clear? Maybe not, maybe it didn't clear. Okay, and then I may have a few other transactions. And another thing as well, if you see that things are not working out, maybe it's because, oh no, I look again, maybe I entered like an incorrect number here, and that is possible, right? So this is just a sample account, so I just enter an amount that is bogus. So let me enter the correct amount here, and I verify that all the transactions clear the statement. So I verify the deposits, the payment, everything looks fine, and I just entered the wrong ending balance. So it's 32.95. Okay. All right. Okay, so let me correct that. So we can edit the information here, and let's suppose that this is the information that is supposed supposed to be in there because I just put a bogus number, and now I have a zero difference. And let's suppose, once again, this number that I put here has to be the ending balance on the bank statement. You can't just change it like I did. The reason why I change it is because this is not a real account. There's no real bank statement. So I'm assuming that, okay, if I were to be looking at the bank statement, maybe I put the wrong amount on the ending balance. Sometimes I've done that, like, by a few cents or so. The best thing that I know to avoid that is just to cut and paste the amount, and then it's always going to be right. Okay, so when you have a zero difference here and this top button is checked, means that all transactions are accounted for. We verify the deposit is correct according to the statement. The payments are correct. The beginning balance is right. So we're good to finish now. But if there were problems, so let's suppose there was a zero balance, but one transaction was not selected. Remember that if it wasn't clear, if it was a transaction that it wasn't clear through the bank, you want to make sure you verify, because the reconciliation is not done until every transaction is accounted for. Now, there could be some checks that didn't clear until the following month. So if I check, if I verify, there's a couple of transactions that is not here, and it says cash expense. I verify with the business owner, and he says, "Oh, I actually paid with cash, but I recorded to the bank account here." You want to make sure you change this bank account here, and you click on the transaction, click on edit, and change it to cash on hand, because if it's not being paid with a checking account, it shouldn't be in here, right? So you want to make sure that you verify anything that has not been checked, and especially if there is no flag, because that means that this could be a discrepancy. It could be a duplication like I showed you, or it could be a transaction that doesn't belong here. It was supposed to be on the cash payment. So you want to make sure you clear everything, and the top check box is verified. Now, if the top check box is not verified, but there are transactions here that still didn't clear on the month, it will clear on the following month, because it says here maybe May 1st. Maybe a check was written for April 30th, but it didn't clear until May 1st. Then it should be in there. You should be unchecked, and then it will come up on the next month so you can reconcile. But other than that, you want to make sure that everything is accurate. So reconciling doesn't mean anytime you see a zero difference, you can just finish now, because if there are transactions not selected, you want to verify that. Okay, so yes, we are ready to finish now. And if you have your bank statement, I like to add the bank statement to my reconciliation. So I click on reconcile history, and then I click on attach here, and I can go ahead and attach my bank statement from a PDF. And this is it. This is it about reconciliation. So especially, I hope that we brought some useful information here when things doesn't quite work the way it's supposed to work. Because a lot of times people show, oh, this is how you do reconciliation. Oh, piece of cake, everything is right, and poof, it's all done. But then you go do it, and there's all kinds of challenges. There's duplication, there's transactions that are not supposed to be there, but it was recorded there. And that's why we're bringing this information to you, because a lot of the times things are not perfect, and we're teaching you how to fix those problems. So if you find this video useful, please give us a thumbs up, and also subscribe to our channel. I made a promise that I will make sure that I'll get better and better and get more and more information. I got my master's in accounting, and getting my CPA, and getting more information, and getting more education, and getting on QuickBooks Online, and finding out problems with integration, and solving those problems, and then bringing it to you. So I promise that I'll keep improving myself so you can get the best kind of information, and you don't have to bump your head and say, oh, I can't do this. No, my main goal is to make sure that you can do this and that I will do my best to bring you the best and most updated information to you. Now, if you like this content, please subscribe to our channel and share with your friends, with your co-workers, with the world. We want to help as many people as possible. We want to make QuickBooks one of the easiest way for you to keep your books and to use it for a reference, a point of reference, so that you can grow your business and stay up to date to what is going on with your business and with the world. Well, thank you so much for watching and taking the time and spending this time with me today. We're gonna come back next week. So that's why I say subscribe to the channel. I can't wait to share more information on QuickBooks Online. So subscribe to our channel. I'll see you next time. And until next time, keep on smiling.